Welcome back, you filthy exiles. So I've been on a bit of a hiatus for the last week. I've sort of been playing a little bit in the nights and stuff like that, but it's end of financial year, so it's a little bit busy at the moment. So apologies for not putting up as many videos as what I would try and normally get out. But anyway, here we go. So originally I started my League starter as a Lacerate Bleed build, and it was quite good, but I just wanted something that was going to be really lazy and very easy to gear out, at least at an early level with a limited amount of time. And so here we are at Slave Driver Spectres. Now, what I'd probably say the first thing about this build, which I didn't realise in the start, is that there's a couple of things that make this build tick, and I'll get into that in a couple of seconds. This isn't going to be a comprehensive guide. Once I've finished building this out, I'll put that out. I've made a lot of changes compared to, or a number of changes compared to other guides out there and whatnot. But anyway, this entire build as it stands right now is, less than 150 chaos. And, that's simply just, we haven't got to max tier awaken level yet in the first week and whatnot because of the time limitations that I'm under. So yeah, this is pretty much going to be a poor man's Spectres build. Now, this has absolutely no issues with red tier mapping bosses at all. In fact, we'll do a red tier map and I'll show you. And no issues with Conquerors. It also has about 6.5k EHP, so it's pretty tanky. Defensively, we've got 2000 armor, maxed out resistances. We have solid amounts of movement speed. We've got health regen that cycles between 350 to nearly 1,000, which is quite good. We've only got 3 Spectres. Now, where the beauty of this build comes into play is this is using nothing that is very expensive. Ambu's charges like 30 chaos. Helm with Spectres was like 2 chaos. Victoria's Charity is like max of 5 chaos. Boots craft, these boots I think I got for like 5 chaos. These I got for like 5 chaos. This is like 5 chaos, and this is 5 chaos, and I haven't crafted it, so it's got a lot of open sockets, so this is going to get more powerful as soon as I get a couple of X. Rings, I was using ES. I haven't yet got the minion crafts, but these rings are no more than like 10C. There's nothing here. Amulet. The most expensive part of the amulet is the death attunement, and that's just the silver oil that you need to anoint there. The most expensive part of this entire build is maybe the chest, maybe the anointment. That's it. And as it stands, I think I've got. If I bring over my PoB, we're clocking up, and this is with minimum amounts of whatever, we're clocking up about 726,000 DPS per Spectre, and that's pretty low ball. Now, a couple of things we haven't even got include unending hunger, so we haven't even got that. That's 4 exalt. We haven't even got one of those, so these Spectres don't even have soul eater yet. You would have seen the B-roll at the start of the video. It's just fucking powerful. Now, the question you've got to ask is, well, why is it so powerful? Looking at our tree, there's one node in particular that makes it powerful, and it's elemental equilibrium. That's where all our DPS comes from. Now, basically what we're saying is enemies you hit with elemental damage temporarily get 25% resistance to those elements and negative 50 to others. Our slave drivers are doing electricity damage. So we're running 2 auras, Zealotry and Wrath, right? So we're increasing their spell damage in crit and their lightning damage. Now, where this gets crazy is it's in the wording here. Enemies you hit, as in the player hits. So what we do is we use Flame Dash, and as you can see, I've got the Stygian MTX. And what Flame Dash does is it leaves a fire trail, and it also hits them with fire damage, which buffs enemies up to 25% increased resistance against fire damage. But then our slave drivers are doing electricity damage, and enemies get a negative 50% debuff against lightning. So that is where our power comes in. Now, how we deal with this on bosses and the way that we melt bosses is very easy. We use Armageddon brand, and we tag a brand on the boss, and then we tag them with Deathmark. and then our minions basically do the rest. And you can just sit in the corner and just do basically jack shit. And these guys will completely eviscerate anything. Now, we've got zombies as a bit of a meat shield buffer, and also to proc Feeding Frenzy, and we use a Carrion Golem to buff up minion damage. And that's pretty much all this build is. You know, the chest, the improvements that I'll make is, you know, obviously getting a chest with an additional Spectre. I'll need a set of boots with a +1 to all Spectre skill roll. You know, helm, we're going to need a bone helm eventually. You know, we're going to want a convoking one with +1 to minion gems. That's pretty much the only improvements outside of also getting a bloody unending hunger. Now the other thing is obviously we're going to this does make use of cluster jewels. Now, you know, ideally we want renewal and feasting friends and a double socket so we can have 2 supports that give us Vengeful Commander. And then obviously, you know, we bring that in, we've got Vengeful Commander there, which gives us a buff to our aura. And then, you know, we have a Surging Vitality. Yeah, pretty simple stuff. Gives us more health and basically gives us fuck off amounts of damage. Anyway, let's get into a map and do this. So I've got a... What do we got? We're at a pretty shit T12 map here. I'm sort of struggling because I haven't had enough time to go crazy on this league. And to be honest with you, this league is not... I would not pit this as the best league that I've played to date. I think the harvest mechanic is quite cumbersome and laborious. But, you know, I'm going to invest some time into getting my head around that as well. But I haven't really been worrying about that. I've just been playing it for what it is. But anyway, so, you know, this is basically playstyle. So we'll just up the audio on that. Basically, you're just going to pop your pots and flame dash around, proc your flame dash on your enemies, hit your convocation to get them to drag on, and then basically your slave drivers will just absolutely destroy everything. And it's quite efficient. You know, we're burning through maps pretty quickly here. We need some armor scraps because we're just short on all currencies this league. We'll skip that for now, but always do side areas. Let's get to the map boss.
When I'm ready and not before.
As you can see, it just completely minces anything that it goes near. So then we tag it, we put Armageddon brand on, and watch his health completely go to shit. And then you can basically just sit in the center and just pop some brands around. Pretty crazy stuff. They'll just do their thing. Alright, and that's basically the poor man's Spectre build. You can do that off a budget of basically nothing. There is so much room for improvement in this build from where it is now. It's insane. Would I believe it could do a low-level Cyrus? Absolutely. I think it can take Cyrus down quite easily. These Spectres are not going to die. I think, you know, based on the last POB, they've got about 27k plus HP, life regen. In fact, we haven't even imported our latest tree. Yeah, so they're almost encroaching on 800,000 DPS. You know, that's per Spectre at a pretty elevated cast rate as well. So yeah, look, that's pretty much... Oh, sorry, that's understated. Correction, 900,000. We haven't even saved that. 900,000 DPS. Shit, it's way better than what I actually thought it was. 916,000 DPS per Spectre with life regen of 1,000 per second and 3,600 leech. So those Spectres are not going to die at all. And I'd be surprised they would have to get smashed for a 30k hit. Maybe they'll die on Cyrus. I don't know. I haven't tested it yet. I've got to get the Cyrus, but I'm pretty confident in their ability right now. Anyway, if this video helps you, if you're struggling on a build that gets you through, if you're like me and you're working 6 days a week in a full-time job, and you don't have time to worry about fucking around with crazy ass builds that will just never work or have such a convoluted cycle of construction or are just incredibly expensive and you can't farm the currency, I will be doing a bit of a guide on how to delve again. I know I do a delve build delve video every league, but I think it's a really good mechanic. In this league, it's in particular very profitable, though scarabs are very expensive right now. Anyway, if this video helps you, like and sub. If you think it's shit, downvote it, and until next time, bye.